Welcome back to the Tahoe Real Estate Show. Again, Chris Mann and Scott from MUN CPA. We were talking about individual and business tax returns. Deadlines coming up here in September and again in October. You had talked about some of the law changes, Chris, and some of them reflect or relate to R&D.
Yeah, one of the biggest ones that they just, Congress signed late last year, and it has effect for 16, is going to be the research and development tax credit and how it gets taken by business owners. And it's one of those things where not everybody qualifies for the R&D tax credit, but when you do, it's pretty lucrative. But what happened in the past, it was always subject to alternative minimum tax. And so for 16, the government has basically taken it away, that component away, so now you can take it against alternative minimum tax, which means it's going to free it up for a lot of small business owners to take. And so there's a couple other things that are important in this area too, and Scott, maybe you can talk about some of those as well.
Hey, give me an example. I mean, we're talking about a lucrative tax return. I mean,
sure.
What kind of, what kind of?
We've had some seven figures credits.
You'd have to make more than 7 figures.
Well, yeah, it's big, but I mean, it can be that high. I mean, right. they're pretty lucrative. We've also had a lot of them are like 30,000, 50,000. I mean, they're pretty significant, and they qualify the state too, not just federal.
So give me an example.
Yeah. So one of our clients is an airplane part manufacturer. So there's a lot of engineering that goes into developing new products. So it can be something that's completely new to the market or completely new to themselves. So they have to figure out how to create this new product. And all the expenses that go into that process get thrown into a calculation which spits out a credit, and that goes against actual tax paid or tax due. So a lot of times it's the biggest portion of it is payroll expense, obviously, because most businesses have the basic expenses payroll, but also supplies and materials that might go into making a new product.
Okay. One of the things that I found interesting when I had you do my tax return, Chris, you and John, was that you were able to file for something that my previous preparer had missed the previous year. Is that still the case going into 2015, 2016?
Well, you can always go back and amend tax returns for up to 3 years, 4 years for the state, but 3 years for the IRS. So anytime you feel like you've got something that you want to add to a return, or you missed, or you have 3 years to get a refund. So there's plenty of time to do a lot of that, and that happens regularly. I mean, we have people come in quite often that something was not taken or missed for whatever reason, and we're able to go back and amend it and get refunds back.
MUN CPA, big outfit, big operation, especially down in Sacramento in the Central Valley. Where do they find you, Scott? I know you're up here 7 days a week, and you actually live up here. I know Chris and John both have homes up here, but you're here all the time.
Yep, I'm here full time. We're here in South Shore. We've got an office off of Tahoe Keys Boulevard, so you can look us up and just give us a call or stop by. And to go along with the amended returns, the R&D credit too, we can go back and amend for that specific credit as well. We can take it back 3 years on the Fed and 4 on the state. So if you think you've missed out on it and are just kind of, well, I don't get it because I already filed my returns, that's not the case. We can go back and look at that.
And we have like 3 or 4 of them going right now in the office that are that way, where we're going back and amending for past years, and people are getting money back they didn't even know they had.
All right, we're running out of time, but we see you every day, Chris, for the Financial Fix segments. Fantastic insights. So,
thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for having us here. Thank you.
Thanks, Pete.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Tahoe Real Estate Show. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week.